we have to take...
It's a lie. It's a very big lie. That brings me to another advice I have to give. You have to, like, literally be prepared to sacrifice some stuff if you really want to start a YouTube channel. Like, be it time or, money, you pretty much have to sacrifice some of it. Like, I invested money to buy my Blue Snowball microphone. I invested money to, no, not money. I invested time to record it. I mean, like, there are only 24 hours a day. I can't just wave a magic wand and say, hey, I have a, like, project work due on, less than 1 week from now. I'm gonna wave a magic wand, and so I can record videos at the same time. No, that's why you gotta have good time management.
Yes.
Usually I record a lot of my videos during the holidays. Then when school term starts, I sporadically record to keep up with the pace. And for the most part, it works. I haven't actually took a hiatus since last January.
Well, that kind of explains a lot. But hey, you do a great job. So I just want to say, I just want to commend you for that, Mr. KonisBored. Or KonisBored, sorry, because Mr. KonisBored is your dad, sorry.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, is there anything else you want me to talk about? Because I'm not the one that's supposed to ask you anything. You're the interviewer, I'm the interviewee.
Yes, okay, more people we can talk about. So we have Blaze Lombax, really nice guy. If I had to talk about nice guys, really the only person that I can think of that is just as nice, if not just a little bit more, would have to be Tanuki Teddy.
I do know him. I know him as well. Why do I know so many people you do? It's a conspiracy.
Wait, did you say a conspiracy?
It's a conspiracy!
Yes, it's a conspiracy, of course.
Cone. That reminds me. I actually, Kun. When I first started, I pronounced myself KonisBored, then it became KonisBored or Cone. There are like 3 different pronunciations of my channel name.
Yeah, cause there's only one way to pronounce my name, and I just pronounce it the same.
Let me see, is there a second way to pronounce your name? Let's see, TehJew, and no, there isn't. No,
it's either they call me TehJew22, which is how you're supposed to say it. Other people call me TehJew, or the Jew, as another person said, but that's just among other stuff that.
Well, to be absolutely fair, when I first started out, I called myself KonisBored, but the thing is, slowly but surely, the name KonisBored grew on me because everyone used it. I don't know why, but everyone seems to think that's the official pronunciation because when Ryoko called me, she was like, "Hey, Kon," and then when True called me, he was like, "Hey, KonisBored." So in the end, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna call myself KonisBored. Occasionally, I call myself KonisBored. Occasionally, just to spice things up, throw things off. But yeah.
That's awesome. It really is. But as far as Tanuki Teddy is concerned, like, he's a really nice guy.
It really is, but
I mean, I know you don't know him that well, but
yeah, I'm not really that on familiar terms.
Yes, but for what he does a great job with what he does.
I wonder how much of this video is this interview is talking about our friends. I think we better move on to some other topic now. Wow.
Yeah, there's a couple of other friends we could talk about, but let's see. Let's get back to, well, you, of course. Well, you know what? I remember you said something about how you don't know much about music from America because it's not readily available to you.
It really isn't. It's not really readily available. In fact, here, most of the music isn't from there, I swear.
Like, you don't even know who Elvis Presley is?
Nah, of course I do.
Oh, well, of course, because he's Elvis Presley, but I'm pretty sure you've heard of Michael Jackson.
Yep.
But just about anyone that you wouldn't have known, well, you don't know.
Uh-huh, I'm not really that big of a music guy.
I never would have known that either, but hey, I suppose I shouldn't blame you for that. I mean, I did watch a documentary of, what is it, North Korea, and this was like back in the early 2000s, and they talked about how they don't even know about the music all the way up till, the days of Elvis. Like, they don't remember anything after that. And that's really sad. It's like, to not be without music, or to have music about just the ruler of North Korea, it's like, it gets tiring after a while, and like, I want to listen to some real music, damn it.
Well, I think it's censorship in that place. Anything else you feel like talking to me about? I get that I'm asking you to ask me a lot of questions, but that's your job.
I know, but you know what? To be fair, do you have anything to ask me?
Do I have anything to ask you? Let me think. Well, what made you start your channel?
Well, I saw many people do this, and like, among others, I mean, I had, when I first started out, I saw well, actually, when I first started watching Let's Plays to begin with, I was looking for Mario Party videos, because, I wanted to see classic Mario Party, like on the Nintendo 64, and when I typed up Mario Party 3, that's when I came across Slim Kirby.
He has a niche for Mario Party videos, that much I seem to understand.
And that's pretty much how I found him. And then I found Nufi Banga, I then found H.C. Bailey, and then We Like to Pray, and as they say, the rest is history, as far as me watching Let's Plays. But how I got into it, I started thinking about what to put out there, and I'm like, well, what am I going to put out there? I don't have a capture card, and I don't even have any software to record it. And then I noticed that I have a camera phone that my sister handed me down. Like, she had just gotten a new phone, and she gave me her old one, and it still worked pretty well. And I noticed that I had a video camera function on it, and I'm like, wait a minute, how about I make videos off of my video camera? And the first several videos I did do were wrestling videos. And
oh, I see, yeah.
And all I did was wrestling videos for a while, and I had a lot of fun with it, because I felt like, if I couldn't make it to the real WWE, formerly known as the World Wrestling Federation, I wanted to at least pretend that I was, because, I didn't really have anything better to do, and I had no other way to make other videos. And then later on, I got some money to get a capture card, and I started my very, very first official Let's Play of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's still up there. Of course, it was my very first one, so obviously it's not that great. But if anything, watch it from episode 43 onwards, because that's really when it gets good. But before that, it just wasn't anywhere near as good.
That's actually kind of the reason I'm like playlisting my videos into 2013 videos. Don't watch this unless you're on a brain seizure. 2014 videos. Watch this to see my progress, because I can pretty much separate 2014 into the early era, mid era, and late era.
Yeah, because before you got your new snowball, the one that you have, I would have just called you Classic KonisBored.
I still don't get why. Was it that? What's it called? Was it that classic?
Well, I say classic because I could have said old KonisBored, but then I would have given you the wrong impression that I was calling you an old man, but you're not an old man. You're far from old. So I said classic is better. In fact, I even told my good friend LP Grotus that, because he referred to himself as old Grotus, and I'm like, wait a minute. If you're saying you're old Grotus, I mean, I guess the old you would make sense, but I'm like, when you say old Grotus, that kind of implies you were an old man. I'm like, and then I kind of told him the difference between old and classic, but still. Yeah, the reason I called you Classic KonisBored was because your voice was a lot different with the old microphone, because it was kind of hard to make out.
My old microphone was a headset mic. I personally wouldn't recommend it.
Well, that's what I have.
But it was cheap. It was dirt cheap. Oh, you used a headset mic? Well, my one wasn't really that good, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, mine is not that great either, but I use it because before I used to have to lean close to the microphone on my my old computer in order to speak into it, because if I didn't, it wouldn't pick up my voice, and well, that's why I got myself a headset microphone, because it works for me. And I mean, if I need to get a microphone in which a real life microphone to where I can just hold it and pretend to be Bob Barker or some game show host that holds onto a microphone, if I had to go that route, I might actually consider it in the future. But right now, I like my setup though.
Then another question. Do you make notes before doing your videos?
On occasion I do, but for the most part I actually know what to say, because it's like, especially with games I played before, like for example, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, like I'm doing a replay of it on Much Games Guides, and I'm like, I've played that game so many times, I know what to do. But of course with a new game, like Chrono Trigger for instance, the fact that I remember from other people Let's Playing it, I'm like, oh yes, that's exactly what I need to do. Other times I do read notes, and I do remember, like, oh yeah, I have to do this, so that I can advance the story, or beat the boss, or whatever. I mean, it's just, I always do a lot of preparation, more than what anybody would think, what other people would think otherwise.
Yeah, I actually am the sort of person that don't really do notes. I usually say the stuff off the top of my head. I actually just brought it up because only for my current Mega Man group game. Ooh, who's talking to me on Skype? How would I say this? I actually made a note for myself. I printed out a note because that game is really immersive. That said, I haven't really referred to it yet. See, it was like a 5-page note, talking about stuff like boss weaknesses, recycle inhalable equipment, stuff like that.
Yeah, and well, yeah, we make notes, especially like yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we do beforehand, and if there's something I really don't know and it doesn't really affect me that much, well, it's not gonna hurt me. But if I can go back to it and you know, like get a secret that I missed out on, and if it's that important, I'll go back and do it.
Yeah, I see. I can see that.
So,
well, anything else you feel like asking me?
Well,